All right, welcome back. We are going to be talking about expanded form all the way up to numbers in the hundred thousands place. Yes, this is part of fourth grade also. You start learning in third grade and you take everything with you to fourth grade. But we need to make some notes first about expanded form. And you don't have to write these notes, this is just for you to remember. Because we have one homework about expanded form and another about expanded notation, and we need to know the difference between those two things. Expanded form is when I literally expand out my number. I'm going to tell what each value of the digit is in a number sentence. So I'm just going to use the number 534. If I want to expand this number out, I need to say what each digit's value is. Well, I know the 4 in the ones place just means 4, but the 3 in the tens place doesn't represent 3. It means 3 longs. Well, 3 longs is 10, 20, 30. This 3 in the tens place means 30, and this 5 is in the hundreds place, so it means 500. Well, if I put this in a number sentence, look what I got here. 500 plus 30 plus 4. That equals 534. This is expanded form. It literally is expanding out the number. Using each digit's value in a number sentence. Number sentence is just another word for equation, guys. Okay? Number sentence is mostly a word that they use in first grade, second grade, but when we get into third, fourth, and fifth, and all your grades after, number sentence means equation. 500 plus 30 plus 4 equals 534. This is an equation. Okay, so as we're doing the first worksheet, keep in mind that we're going to be expanding out the number using each digit's value in a equation. All right, let's actually check out our worksheet now. I'm only going to do the first 3 with you, just as an example. And then you are going to do the rest, 4 through 12, by yourself. I think you got this. Let's do number 1 together first. Okay, we have 88,005. That's how we say that number, 88,005. I don't have any tens and I don't have any hundreds. Okay, well, I like to start in my biggest place value, which is this 8. That is the 10,000s place. So I know an 8 in the 10,000s place means 80,000. 80,000 plus, oh, I got another 8 right here. But that 8 does not mean the same thing. That 8, it's not in the same place. So it does not have the same value. This 8 is in the thousands place. So instead of 80, I'm just going to write 8,000. Plus, oh, I don't have hundreds. And I don't have tens. So I'm going to go straight to my ones. Plus 5. I don't even have to write plus 0 plus 0 plus 5. I can just skip it. Equals, do not forget the equals. 88,005. Great job. Okay, let's do number 2. Number 2, oh, that's the thousands place. I see ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So 3 in the thousands place means 3,000. That 3's value is not 3. That 3's value means 3,000 plus 5 in the hundreds place means 500 plus a 9 in the tens place, that means 90 plus a 4 in the ones place, that equals 3,594. I feel like this is pretty easy for you guys. In class, you guys have done a really, really good job with this. So I'm only going to do one more with you, and then I believe that you can do the rest by yourself. You got it. All right, 372. Oh, that's a hundreds number. You've been doing hundreds numbers since last year. I got 3 in the hundreds place, so that's going to be 300 plus 7 in the tens place, that means 70, and 2 in the ones place, that equals 372. Good job. You guys are so smart. And I'm looking at this, the rest of these, and I actually don't see a 100,000s number. So I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you a 13 down here. Okay? If you get this one right, you're an all-star, like for real. Okay. So these don't say 100,000s, even though our worksheet says up to 100,000s place. So I'm going to give you one for number 13. If you can do 237,523, I'll give you Mustang bucks when you get to school. I'm just saying. This will show that you are an all-star with expanded form. Okay, so that's this one. If you go to the next page, it says expanded notation. Oh, but expanded notation and expanded form are not the same things, friends. They do not mean the same thing. I'm going to go back to our notes page. We said expanded form is literally expanding out the number using each digit's value. Well, expanded notation is not the same. It is expanding out the number, saying how many groups of that place value you have. I'll show you what I mean. Expanded notation. And I'm going to use the same number that we used up here. I'm going to use 534. 534. Well, for expanded notation, I'm not going to use the digits value. I'm going to look at my ones, tens, and hundreds and think of how many groups of ones do I have? How many groups of tens? How many groups of fives? Or how many groups of hundreds, I mean. And you start with parentheses. So like this. And we start with the biggest place value. In this number, it would be hundreds place. Well, in this number, I have 5 groups of 100. What this means is I have 5 groups of flats. Because in one flat, I have 100. So that's 1 group of 100, 2 groups of 100, 3 groups of 100, 4 groups of 100, 5 groups of 100 to make 500. 500 5 groups of 100. But we're not done because we got tens and ones. Plus, how many groups of tens? We got 3 groups of 10. This means 3 groups of longs. That means I have 3 longs. And in 3 longs, I have 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens. 3 groups of 10. But we're not done because we got ones. Plus 4 groups of 1. All that means is I have 4 groups of units. Equals 534. So expanded notation is not using the digits value. It is expanding out the number using how many groups, I'm doing it on caps so that you remember, groups of each place value. Expanding out the number using how many groups of each place value. Well, place value there are. That makes more sense. Just ignore my period there. So we'll start with our first number here. And actually, I don't really like our example because they don't use the parentheses, and to me it makes it harder to see. So I'm just going to make them myself here. I like to use the parentheses so I can see what I'm doing better. Okay, this number says 25,578. It goes all the way to the 10,000s place. So when I am writing my expanded notation equation, I need to start with how many groups of 10,000s there are. There are 2 groups of 10,000 plus 5 groups of, that's thousands place, so 5 groups of 1,000. This is hundreds place, so plus 5 groups of 100. That's tens place, so plus 7 groups of tens. And then 8 is ones place, so plus 8 groups of ones. Excuse me. All right, let's do number 2 together. It says 6,474. Well, to start my expanded notation equation, I need to go all the way to the thousands place. So 6 groups of, that's thousands place, so 1,000. 6 groups of 1,000. Plus, now I'm in the hundreds place, 4 groups of 100. Plus 7 groups of, that's tens place, so 7 groups of 10. Plus 4 groups of 1, because that's the ones place. And if I look at number 3, this is the last one I'm going to do with you guys for an example. It says 5,305. Well, I know when I do my expanded notation equation, I have to go all the way to the thousands place because 5 is in the thousands place. So 5 groups of 1,000 plus, that's hundreds place, 3 groups of 100 plus, I don't have any tens, so I'm not even going to put it in there. I'm just going to skip it. I'm going to go straight to my 5 plus 5 groups of ones. Boom. Easy. And this worksheet is so silly. It says numbers 200,000, but I don't even see 100,000's number. So I'm going to give you a bonus again. And if you bring it to me with these bonuses, I'm going to give you Mustang bucks. I'm going to give you 100,000's number, and I want you to put it in expanded notation on that line. Let's do 233,406. Okay. If you can do this, you've got expanded notation like no problem. Okay. Let's go to the last page. The last page says write numbers in normal form. Normal form, that is not the vocabulary that we use for 3rd grade. Normal form is just the way of remembering it. The way that you will see it the rest of 3rd grade and probably on your test, wink, wink, is going to be standard form. But these do mean the same thing. Standard form is just the like mathematic way of saying things. This is what you will see on your test, standard form. But when you see standard, you need to think normal form, just how we write the normal number. And I apologize, I did not make this worksheet, I just found it online. So they did not include our parentheses for us. If you want to go through and put them, you sure can. So I see that this says 7 groups of 1,000. That means thousands place. So 7,000. But this says 1 group of 10. It didn't give me hundreds. So in my hundreds place, I need to put a 0. And in my tens place, I have 1 10. So 1 and 4 ones. So I'm going to put a 4. 7,014 is the number. Okay, for number 2, I'm going to go ahead and add my parentheses since they didn't give them to me. I just like it because I can see better. And they didn't even give me my dang commas. Okay, 5 groups of 10,000. Well, that means 10,000s place. So I'm going to start in the 10,000s place. There's my 5. And this says thousands place. Well, it goes 10,000s, then thousands. So another 5. I'm at 55,000. 1 group of 100. So in my hundreds place, I have 100. And then this says 2 groups of 10. Well, that means tens place. So 2 tens. And 3 groups of 1. That's ones place. So 3 ones. 55,123. All right, I'm putting my parentheses because they didn't give them to me for number 3. I'm sorry, I have this bad cough. Okay, we got groups of 1,000. Well, that means I'm going all the way to the thousands place. Well, how many thousands are there? There is 6 thousands plus 7 groups of 100. That's 100 place, so 7 hundreds. 3 groups of 10, 3 tens. And 7 groups of 1, that means 7 ones. 6,737. The most important thing is that you're paying attention to what groups of it is. If it says groups of ones, you know that that's how many ones you have. If it says groups of 10, then you know that's how many tens you have. Because like on our first one, it didn't give us the hundreds place. It went from thousands to 10. So if I don't have a place value that's listed, then I need to make sure that I put that 0 where it belongs. I can't forget it. Like just because they didn't give me hundreds doesn't mean I can just skip it, because if I skip it, then my number looks like this. And this is not correct. This does not show 7,014. I don't even know what that is. So as you're looking at it, okay, 7 groups of 1,000. Okay, that's 7,000. Oh, but I know that hundreds comes out, like that came before and it didn't give me hundreds, so I gotta fill that 0 in. Then do my tens, then do my ones. You've got to be careful with that when you're going through the rest of these. All right. I hope that you have a great evening, and I will catch up with you soon at school. Bye.